Welcome back to the shop, guys. Today I got a scrap wood build for you. So we're gonna be building some birdhouses out of this walnut. You might be thinking, why are you building birdhouses out of walnut? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. These are miniature decorative birdhouses, not for actual bird use. Although you could put them outside to see if really tiny birds get inside of them. That would be pretty cool. But anyways, let me show you what I mean. Here's what we got. So we have the SketchUp guy in here. You can see the size in relation to the birdhouse. It's only gonna be about 9 inches tall. It looks good on paper, but we're gonna have to see if it looks as good once I get it built. I'd like all the house boxes to be made out of 1/4 inch thick material, and then they're gonna be about 3 inches square. I'm gonna be using the bandsaw back there to get all the material to the correct thickness. So let's go ahead and buzz through all of this first, get our material set up to where we need it, and then I'll walk you through the dry fit and how we're gonna put this thing together. So I am setting my blade to just over 1/4 inch from the fence here. And that's because the teeth actually stick out just a little bit wider than the back of the blade. Plus we're gonna need to sand a little bit of this down because it is gonna leave some ridges from the blade. Now just like in every single build on my channel, I have free plans in the description. If you guys wanna build something like this for yourself, or just download the plans to kind of make your own version of it and modify it. All right, we have our 1/4 inch thick pieces all resawn and ready to go. I think what I'm gonna do first is start by making this right house here. So before we start cutting all these pieces down, we're gonna go ahead and make it easy on ourselves. We're gonna sand everything down to 120 grit, get rid of all the resaw lines. It's gonna make it a lot easier, and then we won't have to do too much sanding at the end before we put the finish on. We are gonna hang on to any of the scraps and cutoffs because we're gonna be doing some cool little decorative pieces at the end. I do wanna pay close attention to detail because this is such a small build. Little mistakes are gonna stand out. So we want everything to be as square in line as possible. So I wanna find, this is a 3-inch piece. Let's double check that. That's the center of the board, and we need to cut off just the corner here and the corner here over on the miter saw. Set the miter saw to 45 degrees. We're gonna cut the roof angles first on this piece. That way we're not, cutting it short and then we have to get our hand up in there or use a push stick. This will make it a little bit easier for us. Gonna cut this first piece to 4.5 inches, back to 0. And we need 2 3-inch walls here. So we're just gonna cut 2 more 3-inch pieces. All right, we got everything cut down, so let's go ahead and lay these out to make sure we have everything we need to put this together. So we have, for the first house, we're kind of assembling these into 3 different houses. So we've got the exterior piece, we've got the walls, and we have the roof. So that's for the first one. And then the second house, we've got our 2 walls, our taller roof pitch pieces here, and also the roof planks. And then for the third house, this is the medium size. So we have the small house, the tall one, and the medium one. Same thing. Now that this is all here, let's go ahead and pick the pieces out we need to make the bird holes. So we did sand one side, so we'll pick the smooth side here. And basically, I want a bird hole and these 2 in a perch hole. Now normally, when I build bird houses, I don't put perches on because it can actually give a perch for predators to climb up on and get inside and hurt the birds inside. However, since this is a decoration, I am gonna put perches on here because it'll just kind of help the overall aesthetic of it. So what we gotta do is we're gonna find center. Center there. And then I'll go ahead and mark for the perch later after I see how big the hole is and kind of get a feel for it. I want there to be kind of a cool little decorative window on this one. So I think what I'm gonna do, gonna measure up 1.25 inches from the bottom. Can seem a little tedious here, but these details are going to pay off later. Make this thing look nice and cool. We'll just take a little tapering here at the very top. We're just gonna draw a circle around it and we'll just reference that. This little window piece, we have just a box on the bottom, a little half circle on top. We got the design on here. I'm just gonna drill in one corner and then we can use the jigsaw to cut the rest out. I just remembered when I do this and I don't want there to be tear out on the back, I do like to add a piece of blue painter's tape, push it down nice and hard on the back. It's not gonna fix everything, but it'll definitely help with a little bit of tear out on the back, so. Actually, there's barely any tear out on that, so blue tape works really well in this case. For the bird hole, since this is such a small birdhouse, I'm just gonna use a 1-inch Forstner bit, I think. right there in the middle. That should work just fine. So we're gonna swap these bits out. You idiot. Okay, don't hit your base. That's dumb. What was I thinking? I forgot to recenter it. I didn't even lock it down. Jordan. Don't hit your base. That was dumb. We're gonna be smart and put a piece of scrap underneath it. That'll also work instead of the blue tape if you'd like. Hopefully I didn't dull my bit too much. There we go, that's what we should have done first. Gonna swap this bit out to a 1/4 inch Forstner bit. And we are not going to drill into the base this time. I like to keep all my mistakes in. That way you guys can learn from my mistakes and not do the same thing. Gotta keep it raw and real in the shop here. So we're gonna keep the blue tape on the back. We're gonna drill our holes. So we have this decorative window on the smallest bird box on the right side of the house here. And I think, originally I thought I'd just cut the holes with a jigsaw, but I think I'm actually gonna make these separate pieces on the inside to kind of inset it a little bit. A huge thanks to Blika for sponsoring this video and hooking me up with their aluminum deck railing system. And honestly, a huge thanks to all of you who support the channel. Because of you, I'm able to get sponsors, which allows me to keep putting out these free videos and free plans for everyone. One of the things I like most about this railing system is how DIY friendly it is. If you're comfortable with basic tools, this is absolutely a project you can tackle yourself. The first step was figuring out exactly where all of my posts needed to go. Once I had the layout dialed in, I marked all the locations. Since I'm installing these on a concrete porch, I used a hammer drill to drill the 4 mounting holes I needed for each post. That might sound intimidating, but honestly, it's pretty straightforward. With the holes drilled, I dropped the anchor bolts in and tightened everything down. To make sure all the posts were perfectly plumb, I used some heavy-duty composite shims underneath the base plates wherever I needed them. Once all the posts were installed, it was just a matter of measuring each section and cutting the railing pieces to length. From there, assembly goes pretty quickly. The last step was installing the railing pickets and securing everything together using the self-tapping screws that come with the system. Honestly, what I like most about this setup is that it gives you a clean, modern look without requiring custom fabrication or complicated tools. It completely transformed the front porch, and I knocked this stair section out in only about 4 hours. If you guys want to check out the same railing system that I'm using, I'll have everything linked in the description below, and you can use code Jordan10 to save 10% off your order. Another big thanks to Blika for helping make this porch upgrade happen. Now these are probably the smallest half laps I've ever made and the smallest ones I will ever make. But I think it actually is working pretty well. So we're gonna do a little dry fit here. Put this together like that and they go in just like that. There we go. So the idea behind this is just to give it a little extra layer. Layers are what's gonna make the details pop out on this. So let's go ahead, glue this up. Well, I'm gonna sand these pieces first and then we can glue this up. We're gonna go ahead and start putting the tallest tower together. Now, the way we want to do this, you can cut a 45-degree bevel along the edges, and then you could glue it up like a regular miter box, but I think just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to glue them up with butt joints. So the way I want to glue it up though is that I don't want the seam to be in the front like that. So I want to make sure that I attach it with the front in front, like that. Lay the side wall down, and then we'll just butt it up against it like that and glue it. This is just for decoration, so we don't need this to be incredibly strong, but we do need it to hold together. But I think just to help me get the blue tape on it, I'm gonna put just a little bit of CA glue on the inside here. That should hold it in place enough for me to be able to get some blue tape on there. Yeah, that's working pretty well. So there's one side, we're gonna let that dry. There we go. We have ourselves the tall tower here. I think I might actually try to do the mitered angles on the next one. I think it might actually go better than just doing these butt joints, but we're gonna give it a shot and see. I'll try this stuff out so that you guys can pick the best method for you, and you can build it how you want to build it. If you even want to build this at the end, I don't know. Maybe you just want to watch me build it, and that's totally fine. Let's get the roof on. Here we go. We got our first little birdhouse done. We'll let this glue dry over there. Let's get started on the second house. All right, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and try the 45-degree angle Just basically like a mitered box instead of doing the butt joints. I think it might be easier to assemble, even though it takes a little bit longer. We're gonna give it a shot. Set my blade to 45 degrees, and I set the fence so that it's not cutting any of the width off the box, okay? We just wanted to shave off that 45-degree angle, and I'm making sure that I'm taking the right side off. All the whole cut list is in the plans too, so that you guys can make the right cuts on these, because these are not the true 3x3 inch dimensions on this one. Just like that. So now we can fold these up. That's kind of cool. Check it out. And then we have this gap in the back here, and that's so it'll sit right on the front right corner of this one, like that. Put some wood glue in here. I think I am going to add a little CA glue though, to help adhere this together while we're waiting. Like that. Just gonna let it sit there while the CA glue dries. So for the roof panel here on the inside, we're gonna need to obviously cut a little gap out so that it will sit in there nice and neat. It's gonna make it a little challenging here. Gonna line this up with the top peak here, and I'm gonna mark it right here where it intersects. Right there. Good. I want to line it up this way. That's about right where I want it to sit, and then I'm gonna mark it right there. Make a line from that one. You can see, boom, right there. Perfect fit. Okay, so we got the second house drying. This one's done. We're gonna go ahead and assemble the third house, the medium-sized house, and that's the one with the decorative window on it. We got the two walls here. And then I cut another piece, instead of it being 3 inches wide, I made it 2.5 inches wide. And that's gonna be the back piece. I just figured it'd be a lot easier to, first of all, attach it. We can glue this whole panel up to the inside of it here. Also, it'll give it something for the roof to rest on. We're gonna assemble it the exact same way we've been doing everything else. So we're gonna put some glue on it just like that, and then we want it flush with the front because we're gonna do a little bit of an eave for the front door. So we'll just slide that right up like that. And then we should be able just to add some light pressure with the clamp on it. Not that one, because that's not long enough. Cool. Just enough pressure so that the glue is making good contact there. And this is going to be helpful here on the back to have that little filler piece, as you can see, because we can add some glue to that as well. Just set it right on top like that. It looks pretty good. We're going to set this off to the side and dry. Let's go ahead and get some pieces cut for the front door. I'm going to have a little eave and a front door under here. Let's get that cut. And then I wanted this little front porch pad to go about right here. I need to make room for the eaves of the roof though. Little CA glue to hold it in place while we let the real glue do its work. I think that looks pretty good right about there. We'll get a chisel and clean up all these little lines at the end. I mean, you guys can probably figure all this stuff out on your own here. This is just me documenting the process of what I'm doing. CA glue to do short term and tight bond to do long term. That'll sit just like that in the back. So let's go ahead and glue this box on now. So we really just needed to hold it in place so that we can get everything squared up and know how big our base is going to be. So what I think I'm going to do is just use some wood glue just along the edges here. We'll put it just right up against it. Pretty simple. All right, so we got that little block in there on the back side. That's just to help keep everything together. It's not very strong by any means, but there you go. Not too shabby. Looking pretty good. I made sure to sand as much as I could before I attached it. So that's sitting there. We got our little front porch That's about dry, about ready to sand that one as well. And that'll sit right there. So that's pretty cool. It's a fun little build with some scrap wood. I think my kids are really gonna like it. We're gonna put it inside as a decoration. You know, something to look at, know that Dad made. So we're gonna cut each piece at 11.5, and this actually is 3.5 inches wide, so perfect. I'm gonna get 7 inches out of it. Let's cut this down and do a glue up. So I think while we're waiting for the glue up to dry, we're gonna go ahead and take these scrap pieces that I used earlier for those that decorative window. And we are gonna go ahead and cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little 1-inch pillars for the fence. By the time we're done with that, hopefully the glue up's done, and then we can sand that down, move on to the next part. But I'm kind of excited. We're nearing the end of this project. Protein shake break. This should be plenty dry by now. Take this off. All right, we're gonna take 150 grit sandpaper here, go over the top, get rid of that glue. All right, we got our nice little 1/4 inch thick base here. Gonna put this on here like that. I'm just gonna figure out where I wanna put it, make sure it's you know, square on it, and then we're just gonna measure for our fence piece right around this corner here. And then we're gonna make probably a little garden inside here, maybe a little garden box here, and just kinda dress it up a little bit before we finish. Before I do glue it to the base, I am gonna make sure that I clean up all the glue here. Gonna make it a little easier to get in here with the chisel right now before I glue it to the base. Add some glue. If you want to get fancy with this, you could probably add some lights and stuff on the inside and drill a hole through the bottom. All sorts of cool stuff you could do with this since it's all hollow. This is end grain, so I'm gonna let it soak up for a few seconds here and then add a little bit more. Just gonna put it right down on our line. Not a lot, but it's enough to hold it in place. I just realized that I put this thing on backwards. That was so stupid. Oh, good thing I remembered before the glue dried. And if you've made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you. Seriously, every view, every comment, every like, every planned download, and every time you share or hype one of my videos, it all adds up way more than you probably realize. Because of your support, I get to keep doing what I love. I get to spend time in the shop, building cool projects, testing new ideas, and creating free plans and content that hopefully inspires some of you to go build something cool yourself. I really don't take that lightly, and there are a lot of channels out there you could be watching, and the fact that you've chosen to spend part of your day here means a lot to me and my family. So whether you've been here since the beginning or you just found the channel recently, thank you for being here and supporting what I'm building. It genuinely means the world to me. Looking pretty crispy with the ruby and monocoat on. We're gonna take this dollhouse faux greenery I got on Amazon for a few bucks, and we're just gonna put it around these houses here, just to dress it up, make it look a little bit nicer. Well, there you have it, guys. We got it done. I'm pretty happy with it. The family's happy with it. Check out the free plans in the description. Between now and my next upload, go ahead and check out the video on the screen, and I'll see you in the next build.